Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 58, and we're here at Thessera. And now we're going to level up our crew. So it's level up time. You know what this means. This means the Excel spreadsheet. In case you don't know, in case you're new to the series, I have an Excel spreadsheet with all my builds and a bunch of other information. We use this to level up, so when you hear me refer to the Excel spreadsheet, that's what I'm referring to. Alright. My character gets his last thing this level, Carnival of Misery, and we take Carnival of Misery 1. Until the end of combat, all toxin and burning effects from any source inflicted by the Executioner's enemies ignore their target's armor and deflection. The damage of all bleeding effects from any source inflicted by the Executioner's, inflicted on, not by, on the Executioner's enemies is increased by an additional 30%. So bleed does more damage, and toxin and burning goes right through their armor and their deflection, which is fantastic. Fantastic. We still have yet to use it, but it's fantastic. Now, Pascal is the next person on the Excel spreadsheet that's in our thing here, and it's in our party, and he gets Wild Hunt 1. Prior to the attack, all prey suffers a -3 times perception bonus penalty to armor until the end of combat. Again, I love anything that is until the end of combat. It's always great. Cassie, we have Pagos, because Cassie left us a while ago, so she gets taken hold. He gets taken hold 3. All allies in the selected area gain plus 20% dodge reduction and armor penetration. Dodge reduction and armor penetration. Do we want that, or do we just want a flat ballistic skill? All allies in the selected area have their weapon skill and ballistic skill increased by plus 20. Or all allies in the selected area also gain plus 20% dodge, parry, and armor. I'd almost rather have this. If they're in a take and hold area fighting big enemies hand to hand, I don't want them to get killed. I'm going to grab this instead, even though on my spreadsheet it says 3. I'm going to grab 1. I think all those are actually solid choices. So that's why sometimes it's just hard to pick. Carnival of Misery 2. So I could pick a different Carnival. I could pick the same thing I did for my character, and I'm not 100% sure why I didn't do that. Whenever the Carnival of Misery used, all enemies suffer from any damage over time effects immediately suffer an additional instance of damage from these effects. No, I'd rather she get the same thing too, because we don't know who's going to use this. So I'm going to say Carnival of Misery 1 for her as well. I'm going to actually adjust the spreadsheet on that one. And then Yurlia is not with us, so the next person who's with us is Jai. Everybody else will have to be leveled up later. She gets Orchestrated Firestorm 4. All allies, including the Master Tactician, that have a weapon capable of area attacks, use these area attacks instead of a single attack against enemies as part of Orchestrated Firestorm and Last Volley. No, we don't have anybody using area attacks. What else does she have? All allies, including the Master Tactician, that have weapons capable of burst? No. The Master Tactician and one random ally make 2 attacks instead of 1 during... I'm going to choose that one. Last Volley 1. Yeah, because we don't have... We rarely have Argenta with us, and she's hardly ever going to use that skill anyways, so it almost doesn't matter. If you got Argenta with you, you probably want to choose the version 4 of that. Solomorn gets Overcharge 3. So his first overcharge, whenever the Overseer uses Reactivate, the momentum value is increased by plus 5 for each party member still in combat. Whenever the Overseer uses their Archetype ability, the Overseer and their Familiar gain plus 1 deflection until the end of combat. What else do we have? Whenever the Overseer uses Overcharge, their Familiar gains plus 30 to its key characteristics for 1 round. The next round, the bonus becomes 10. Okay. Whenever the Familiar becomes a target of an enemy's attack, the Overseer has their damage increased by 2%. This effect stacks and lasts till the end of combat. Oh, we're taking that one. Overcharge 1. I'm going to change that on the spreadsheet too. I want that. Except the spreadsheet decided to move. There's something about Excel. Sometimes when you touch a cell, it just decides to slide all the way down or up or go to an invisible column that doesn't exist. I don't know. It's a Microsoft product. What can you say? All right, so these people are here, and we're supposed to have a feast. So we need to roll on over here.
Keep your wits about you.
They got a drummer servitor, and we got this guy and the governor. And what we came over here to do originally, last episode, was to grab this, and it started a cutscene over here. So I would really like to get as much stuff as we can. Let's loot everything first, because I know what happens next. Y'all don't, but I do. There's the dog barking. More goods. Yeah, we want to grab as many of these goods as we can, because we're going to have to turn all this stuff into Vladayam Tokara. Because we need that staff. Let's go over here. What do we have? Oh, this is a sheet. Okay, so we've pulled 2 of these notes last time. And here's the third one. Chronicles of Fate, Chapter 3. The sacrament has been performed. I felt the cage open its gates. I felt him that holdeth the key open the lock of my body. At first I found it hard to breathe. It was as though the inside of my body was lined with vice that was not my own. In my mind's confusion, I cannot tell what moon life it is or which chapter of the book I am presently writing. But the greatest one is all-knowing, and every turn of fate has been chosen by him in advance. Thus, in my new fate tries to resist me, I shall bring it to heel. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's some stuff over here. Oh, there's one over here, one over here. Let's go over here. What's this?
Always keep your eye on the price.
Yeah, there's another piece over here. Okay. Can you guys get down to that body? Not yet. Wait a minute. Can you? Oh, yeah, you can. That's the medication. Judging by his attire, the man was of high social standing. Someone has carefully and skillfully peeled the skin off his face. Oh. We can open this gate with an athletics. Okay. It takes a 45 athletics to open this gate.
I'll learn from this mistake.
40. Who knew that opening a gate was so difficult? Oh yeah, there's a piece out here.
What do we have here?
We have a trap. Somebody doesn't want you to go here. Demolition 85.
I won't let it define me.
Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
What do you get? You get fatigued?
Empyrean guides my gaze.
It's Colors Fade Gaming, so you know that 85% is almost as good as 0.
That's how it's done.
That one actually made it. Okay, that's cool. That's like a bonus, man.
I always get the job done.
No, you don't. You failed earlier. Here we go. Ebonite Sword. The target hits with the sword suffer a number of static charge stacks equal to damage dealt by the attack. When a creature with those stacks is killed, all creatures adjacent to it suffer shock damage equal to the number of static charge stacks. Targets hit with this. Wow. Okay. Okay. That could be a good one for Cabela. And then there's a Cyber Eagle. Cabela, what are you using? Is that the Fatebringer? Yeah. Serrated Greatsword. What is she using right now? She's using this Bloodseeker Clave. This Clave's area attack has increased area of effect. Yeah, I don't care so much about that. That Ebonite thing, though. Where was that? Power Claymore. That's just generic. Add it to cargo. These are all generic. Add to cargo. Dingbat. Poison Hekatari Blade. Yeah, that's what you already have, so. And it's another Hekatari Blade. Let's see, the Maul. Where was this thing, though? Venom Blade. 12 to 18. We don't need the life draining sword, but we'll hang on to it. I don't know why. Just sentimental value, maybe. The Jukari Clave. It's exotic, two-handed. Where is this? Ebonite Sword. Yeah. Because she can take so many swings with her various attack abilities. I gotta think that, and then kill something with this. That just sounds like too much fun. Let's try that out for her. That seems like it would be a good time. So we'll give her that. What else she got down here? You need this one. 2 charges of slash ability. What am I missing? I got that. Pascal. That. Let's make sure people got their stuff. You got grenades? Okay. Alright, Holt, my man. He's fatigued. What does that do? Inflicts penalty to strength, toughness, and agility and reduces movement points by 1. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, fine. If you're going to be that way. How do we get that bag? It's a bag over there. We got to be... Oh, we got to climb up here. Never mind. We got to go here. One of you... Pascal's like, I know the smart way around. I'm going to be over here. And Maeve beats us all to it. Okay, so if we climb up... Yep, right over here. There we go. And that gets you an Immaterium Shroud. It's for a Cyber Raven.
I always keep my options open.
Climb
Failure
down.
is just a temporary setback.
Okay, well, you could say that, but I don't think that's true. And then way over here, what is this? Wait a minute. No, that's not right. Is it? Oh yeah, there's this one's over here and this one's over here. Okay. Let's see if this is booby trapped too. Nope, no boobies. Now we can go over here and partake of the ceremony. The governor's hand reaches for the amasec, but flinches under your gaze and abruptly changes trajectory towards the appetizers. Today is a very nervous day, your celestial highness, and when I feel nervous I eat, and drink, and eat again. And that is just the way I am. But Emperor, have mercy, the food today is to die for. Would you like to have some? I recommend you try the fried alcadont, whose horns were still goring my hunters just the other day. And here we have some 5-tailed shrimpariuses in stewed black-eyed sauce. These fellows need to be eaten quickly before they scurry off the plate. As for the side dishes, you simply must have a taste of these crispy blabberid shells seasoned with the blue glut. This spice scorches your tongue, but follow it with some amasec, and it will feel like the water of life itself. The only dish I want is called the Warp-Damned Tithe, and I want it served to me this instant. Your words caused the governor to sober up immediately. Everything is prepared, my lord. All records of deliveries and contributions. It truly is a tragedy that you will not get to enjoy our imposter hunt, an event that has been so assiduously prepared to delight the eyes and mind of your celestial highness, unless you reconsider, my lord. Solomon leans over to you. Rogue trader. Once you've had your fill of the governor, let me ask him a few questions. Solomon, you may ask the governor your questions. If I can amuse the esteemed judicator with conversation, I will only be glad to. But of course, I have always wanted to try my hand at casual small talk. Solomon folds his arms imperiously over his chest, somehow becoming even taller in stature and broader in the shoulders. Tell me about the Laceraxes, governor. Such fascinating creatures. Where did you get them from? I cannot tell you off the top of my head. Are there not many planets that have Laceraxes? I received these beasts a long time ago as a gift. It is well known that Laceraxes can only be found on Janus. The governor throws up his hands. Can they? And I was sure they were a common beastie. I might have embarrassed myself there, but I would be glad to talk about something else. Do not judge me harshly. I am just trying to get into the festive mood as best I can. We can certainly change this subject. I would like to note that I find your youth-extending face transplant procedure amazing. Does the Sarah possess any other unique knowledge or items brought over from your homeworld? What is that world called, by the way? My native Idex. Unfortunately, I have not introduced much from it beyond the art of changing faces, but perhaps the Celestial Lord has taken a liking to some of the Sarah's original creations. You wink at Solomon and take the comm bead from your ear. I was presented with this pearl that whispers great secrets and mysteries. What a marvel. I was told it is an artifact from Idex. Oh, yes, the famous Idexian pearls of revelation. I often use them myself to keep my mind receptive to new ideas. I was interested in the musical servitors. They could only have been brought to you by the Crimson Priests, correct? Can you tell me why they visited the planet? What? A Shrimparius wriggles free of the governor's fork and drops into his goblet. Yes, it was foreigners who delivered the mechanical musicians. I'm sure I have not mentioned them yet. I think they were the Red Robes who arrived to celebrate the ascendance of a new governor. That's me. Roldo's wistful gaze follows a Shrimparius fleeing the table. I see. Your answers are rather reticent and tentative, Roldo. Almost as if you're merely a chance passerby and not the governor. The man's face becomes stretched to the limits on its fastenings, signaling deep offense. My celestial lord, I ask that you do not insult me so. I may not be used to having such lofty conversations, but believe me, I am definitely the governor of Thessera. I would never question your title, governor. Solomon gives you a long look. And the rogue trader hardly wishes to offend you either. Thank you for the conversation. I have learned everything I wanted to know. I wish to move on to discussing the tithe as quickly as possible. The governor shakes his head sadly. Oh, what a shame. Perhaps you would at least... Would you rather I question you instead of the rogue trader? Be advised, I am a man of action, not words. Then we are about to have the shortest imposter hunt in Thessera's history. Straight to the finale, just as you ordered. Because the imposter hunt is annoying. Straining to add a note of gravity to his voice, the governor proclaims, Most radiant ladies and noble lords, I hereby declare the imposter hunt officially over. The crowd responds with uproarious cheers. The participants of our masquerade already stand before you. Did you guess correctly? Did you expose them all? Please don your oculars and have a good look. Geraldo turns to you and whispers conspiratorially. Not one nobler was permitted to hunt the impostors this time, my lord. Still, knowing their penchant for such games, I do suspect they tried to make their guesses anyway, quietly, among themselves. However, while most of us were indulging, I would even say swallowing and wallowing in the thrill of the imposter hunt, His Celestial Highness turned his lofty thoughts away from these motley diversions and toward duty. How can this be anything but a true victory of will over whim? Maeve, come and present our gift to the celestial guest. Your Celestial Highness, as an honored guest of Thessera, would you like to say a few words of guidance to our beautiful world? We get the Wrathful Mask. Gains coercion, whereas incoming melee damage is reduced by -4% if the attacker does not have melee superiority, and that is based on coercion divided by 10. Oh. Let's see. There's a bunch of choices here. This is funny. I'm reading this just because for people, and I know there are people who watch my videos and they just listen to them while they're doing other things. Here's one choice. We're not going to make it, but it's funny. When my ship carries me between the stars, cutting through the endless void, I ask myself what the new day might bring. And then I find myself standing up to the nose in filth among a gaggle of morons who think that a cogitator is a wind-up gewgaw. You want to hear my wishes? My wish is to be off this planet as soon as possible. The end. Let's see. We stand united in our faith and our common mission to bring about humanity's victorious future. May you all toil for the indestructible fortress of the Imperium and wish for no other life. The God Emperor is the one true path through the darkness of the universe. Glory to the Emperor! Glory, the masked people respond, making the sign of the Aquila over their chests. That was a grand speech, thank you. Roldo sniffles loudly, dabbing his face with a handkerchief. And now the fateful moment has arrived. Who among you branded will be granted the highest favor? Having realized too late that you did not take part in the hunt, the governor trails off and glances at you timidly. What is the highest favor, Ruoldo? Is it part of the rules of the game? That is correct, your celestial highness. Whomever you grant your favor will be showered with all manner of honors and go to serve in the governor's palace. Point at one of the branded impostors at random. Since you people love prattling about destiny so much, we will let fate choose. I'd kind of forgotten about that masked thing. You have to wander around the crowd inspecting people, and it's just a little tedious is all.
Gotta stop! I'm the master! Maeve, help!
Oh, Maeve's not gonna help you.
I'm sorry.
That's pretty cool animation. Fair trade. Okay, so we are ambushed. And it's gonna be me and then Solomorn. And then we're gonna get Gara, which is the named one, and Cyber Lacerex right there. And then me. More Cyber Lacerexes and then everybody else. Okay. Pagos, we've got to get people moved here. We got to get beasties moved. Like, yeah, there.
I will try.
Okay. You didn't move this guy though. See, okay, hold on. Can we do willpower and toughness? Is what we should have done first. Let's get all these guys affected. Now move him away, will you? There we go. Not your purpose for you. Now, where do we want to put you here? If I do you there, can I do this without hitting any of my people? Yes. Okay, go for it.
And conquer.
None of them were stunned. That's unfortunate.
Ruin beckons.
Should have laid that down first. What do we get? Stronghold stratagem. Okay, allies get armor. Can't be prone. Yeah, we like that.
I need no guidance.
Probably should have moved it over these guys already, though. I should have put it here. I should have looked at this first, then moved this and put it here over me. I should have stayed close to them, and we could have at least made 3 people protected. Oh well. I'm a moron today. That's okay. Yes. Grunt. Pascal. I don't know. I'm going to put you down here on the end of the table and try to have you shoot in that direction. Okay. Bagos, you're done. Solomon. I'm going to have you protect Jai by being right over here.
Hold the formation.
And now we need Big Doggy over here doing some stuff. Oh, you know what we could do? That would really help. Yes.
It won't take long.
Oh, that's not the grenade I thought it was. I wanted the one that was going to make fire. Oh, rats. Okay. Well then. Each cell traversed by the Cyber Mastiff increases damage dealt by 4. Yep,
Let's
do
test
that.
our
Advanced
skills,
tracking.
Plato.
And what's this one? Apprehend, and then anything else? Battle mode, standby, and run. Okay, let's just apprehend stuff. Where is he at? Right there.
Plato, we're undertaking this task.
Solomon, you can't shoot at anything. Unless you want to do run and gun. 4 MP and their next attack costs -1. What does this cost? 1 for rending shots. Okay, sure, do it. What do you got here? You got Grizzly Adjudication, plus 10 additional armor penetration, and inflicts 36 level of bleeding. Fulminating Shot reduces the dodge, parry, and block of targets in the area effect by 33% for 1 round, regardless of whether they're hit or not. What is their dodge, armor? Okay. I kind of want to do this. Wait a minute. Can I just put you right here then?
The guilty will fall.
Do this.
Understood.
Okay. Switch back to this. Glato, you still have a chance. Oh no, never mind. You can't do anything else. Run, battle mode standby. The Overseer orders the Cyber Mastiff to fight autonomously. It gains a battle mode standby effect until the end of combat or until a new order is given. Or protect. Chooses an ally in their line of sight and the Cyber Mastiff immediately attempts to run to the ally if it does not have... upon reaching them, the Cyber Mastiff applies protected to them and makes a melee area attack against adjacent enemies. Protect Pagos.
One of us would be enough.
There you go. That works. Okay. Yeah, bud, you're done. Yeah.
I've faced worse than this.
Much barking. Oh,
I'll brush this off.
that hurts. Okay, Holt von Valencius. You're gonna heal yourself.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
Give yourself some defense here, bud.
I'll make it happen.
I'm not gonna get much out of this, alright.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay, I'd like to set myself on fire, but I don't have enough and I want to hit something this turn, so
It's as good as done.
that'll have to do it. And then there's this ability. That would get the dog. Let's get this guy.
I'll see to it personally.
Dodging is good.
Your pain won't stop me.
The doggy in protect mode is doing some nice stuff here. Okay, Pascal, I was going to have you over here, but that looks like a little ridiculous. There's nowhere for you to get cover, is there? Well, I guess there is if you want to get up here. Okay. Or we could put you right here. Let's go like this. Okay, the problem is I don't want to hurt myself here. I don't want to get pass-throughs on that, so... this might not be the best place for you. You know what we're gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna leave you there. We're gonna set up shop here. Who's got the lowest amount of hit points? 147 right there. Okay.
Request approved.
I gotta check something here. Are these alphabetical? They're not. Darn it. Okay. I don't see it though. I don't see informed hit yet. Alright. More damage. Call the bold. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mark a whole bunch of guys as prey.
Running binary override.
Now, let's do this. I don't want to hit me. I just want to hit these bozos.
The scriptural prophecy of Messiah condemns you.
Okay, that was nice. That's good. Can we do this right here?
My vow is to serve.
Okay. Let's see. He has the effect. He has the effect. He does not. Now all three of them have the effect. When he dies...
Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Jai Hidari. Okay, Jai. Oh. Jai, I need to give some damage to Cabela here. So, what's it gonna cost to do that? It costs one for this and one for this. Inspire and Linchpin. So let's do this.
I can do that.
27? What's this cost? 2? I'm enough. Okay. Inspire.
You've got a problem, I've got a price.
Linchpin. Let's give her this too. Voice of command. Really boost her as much as we can. I would like you to go here. I don't want you to hit Pagos though. Let's do this.
Death comes in silence.
Okay, let's switch weapons. I want to try this out.
As the tenets demand.
Let's see. Oath of Vengeance, where is that at? Can we do Oath of Vengeance on Pagos?
Trust
Yeah,
me,
because people have been
I
attacking
will
him.
not die in dishonor.
Now let's
The
do
shadows
this.
will see it done. As honor or death, let your soul be purged.
Oh yeah. Go.
Caught by the web.
Oh, that was kind of awesome. Okay, let's go. Can you get over here? Oh, he parried it. Oh, you son of a gun. Okay. Pagos, you're moving this here.
I will triumph.
And drop this on it. And move this thing away.
Ruin beckons.
That's why.
Catch my breath. Through
Move over
chaos, I stride.
Got my doggy over here. I want you to move this thing onto it. Right there.
I will triumph.
There you go. And now I'm going to move like this. And go. Oh, and I got nothing else. Yeah, I do. Right there. Like this.
I need no guidance.
Okay, give me a half
I will
turn.
triumph.
Because I'm going to heal myself.
I owe you a debt.
Okay. And then you're done unless you want to move the shooting gallery over here. There we go. Give him bonus. Solomorn. What is this one? Plus 10 additional armor protection and inflicts bleeding. Yes, inflict bleeding because here's why. I'm gonna kill this thing. Yeah, that works. Apprehend.
Let's test our skills, Glato.
Great. Now I want you to just protect me.
Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Nice. He gets an extra bite in there. That's cool. Okay. Stay there. Holt Von Valencius. How much bleeding's this thing got on it? Bloodstained, but it doesn't say, it doesn't have any bleeding on it? Really? Okay. Wow, weird. How many hit points has it got left? Got a lot.
I won't forget this.
Yeah, you better not.
I'll make it happen.
What do I want to do? I don't need to reduce veil degradation. I just need to kill this thing. Did he get enfeebled?
On it.
I doubt it. Let's stab him.
I'll see to it personally.
18. Okay. We could do this. We could give ourselves slash. I don't really want to do that though. Plus 1 AP and immediately resets cooldowns on all attacks and abilities. Let's do that. Okay. Light him on fire. Glato gets another one. That's nice. That's what I wanted.
Orders supersede pay.
Did not like Solomorn. Oh, but he blocked the second one. That was nice. Okay. Oh. If I don't move, you're gonna... Penetration is gonna kill all your allies here. So let's do this.
Binary override.
shoot him. Actually, you can overcharge.
Significant value.
Well then. What happened was no accident, and if my suspicions are correct... The arbitrator looks at his palm thoughtfully, then holds it out to his cybermastiff. Gleito, analyze. That's a handy-dandy dog, isn't it? Ruff. The dog's visor shimmers as it scans his skin with the mesh of rays. Finally, there is a metallic click and the descending hum of cooling servo motors. The Proctor's augments respond with a soft buzz. A data brand. The court fool put it on me when he shook my hand. Then the Laceraxes attacked everyone who had been marked. However, the beasts were not at all eager to tear you apart, rogue trader. Yes, they were. It appears you are wanted alive, but without my protection. Oh God, Emperor. Maeve presses her hands to her chest in the sign of the Aquila. Her lips whisper a prayer. Forgive and protect his soul. Forgive and protect. Rualdo mentioned being branded before he died. Can you scan him too, Solomon? At his master's command, Gleito directs his scan rays at the dead man's severed hand, which has somehow avoided being reduced to shreds along with the rest of the body. The cyber mastiff's augments emit a warning signal. Rualdo was branded too. He couldn't have known, or else he would not have doomed himself like that. I assume this is likewise the work of that buffoon. The only question is whether he was acting of his own accord or at the behest of someone more important. Whose soul are you praying for, Maeve? My brother's, my lord. I had a feeling he wasn't acting himself lately. If I'd known he had fallen in with scoundrels, I would have found them and strangled them with my own hands. So the court fool is your brother? Yes, my lord. We are lower nobility, and it is a high honor to be the governor's own court entertainer. What reason could your brother have to want to get an arbitrator's blood on his hands? It's a mystery to me too, my celestial lord. I think about it and I can't even imagine why. But lately, it's like he's not himself. He keeps muttering these awful rhymes about blood and fate. And it's like he's waiting for something, but I just can't understand what. Rualdo called your name before he died. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. Maeve stares at Rualdo's mauled corpse with unblinking eyes. Is this just a horrible nightmare? Could it be I'm just dreaming? For a second there I thought, no, I'm sorry, it's impossible. You thought what? I thought it was my brother calling my name, not Lord Rualdo. But Dane wasn't there, meaning I just imagined it in my fright. You think back to Rualdo's last moments. It is hard to tell for certain, but it really did seem as though his voice had changed, and that it sounded younger and less strained, as if he had cast off a mask. So who is to be considered the governor now? If I only knew, my celestial lord. If I only knew. Maeve's glistening eyes are full of shock. Are you actually shocked, or is this part of the act as well? I swear by the Emperor himself, I am unblemished before you in spirit and thought. And that is what any cornered heretic would swear to try to save their life. But I really had nothing to do with any of it, my lord. All I was told to do was entertain our celestial guests and chaperone them to the castle for talks, and instead there's just gore and death everywhere. I see. Well, I need to take a look around. As you wish, my lord. I don't think there's anything to look around for. Oh, but there is this. You get Dangerous Neighborhood, a Servo Skull Swarm. And then this, the Synth Bead. If the wearer ends their turn with any adjacent familiar, that familiar regains 2 wounds. Oh. Well, Salomon. Can you use that? Oh no, that's for the side. Wait a minute. What? This thing right here. Oh, it's the backpack. Yeah, this is better for you. For sure. Okay. Coercion. Where's incoming damage? What is his coercion? It's 125. Incoming damage is reduced by 13% if the attacker does not have melee superiority. This gives them 20 coercion there. I'd rather have a little bit of coercion and reduce melee input, so you get that, my friend. Okay, now I am out a couple of med kits here. We got people with traumas. We need to use these. Not traumas. Soon to be traumas if we don't do something about it.
With pleasantries.
Soon to be traumas if we do not heal them.
Hold
Pagos.
still. Your help suffices.
Alright, my friend. Cabela, where are you? Right.
Stop squirming.
Do you think my body was suffering?
Now, do I have a med kit that gives... This restores 45 wounds. This restores 34. I want to save the trauma thing for actual traumas. So, 34 wounds, 26, 34. I'd rather have this. If I'm going to get attacked by Laceraxes again, I want that. And 1 AP and resets. Yep, give me that, because that was useful. Okay, and Solomorn, I wanted you to throw something that made fire. It creates a burning area. That's what I wanted you to do, buddy. Alright. Well, in that case, where is our friend? Maeve, take us where we're supposed to go. Yes, take us to the castle. I hear and obey, she says. Well, we'll see about that. Please. Maeve breaks off as Solomon walks by, brushing past her with his shoulder before examining the elevator with a fault-finding eye. Not daring to speak again, the young one makes a gesture of invitation and steps onto the platform herself. No sooner have you stepped into the elevator than a short metallic clang comes from somewhere above you. Uh-oh. Oh no! And now we are here, just a handful of us. Oh no. Bluff the court fool. I hope you've enjoyed my bloodthirsty menagerie. You instantly recognize the spiteful voice and the cocky smirk of the fool's mask. The arm that was mauled by the cyber mastiff at their first meeting hangs limply. He has not even bothered to bandage it. Still acting the buffoon? Some people never learn. Solomon gestures behind his back to the cybermastiff, sending him off on a circuit along the wall. A pulsing light draws your attention. Against the far wall, an old man stands behind an ominous-looking altar. The heavily augmented man stares in wonder at the flashes of blue light snaking through the veins of Thessatarium in the floor and walls. The crystals in his eye sockets gleam and go dark in time with the flashes. At once, you recognize him as the sculptor who offered to carve your visage out of Thessardium. The old man does not seem to notice you. All his attention is focused on the strange altar. Tadua the executioner stands behind the fool and gives you a crooked smile. Nearby, Lucre, the fortress commander, keeps a sullen vigil. His hand never leaves the handle of his weapon. The governor is dead. Was it your doing? Don't be ridiculous. I couldn't swallow a man whole even if I wanted to. Bluff throws up his arms in an exaggerated fashion. The Lacerax, fool. You unleashed it on the governor. Don't try to deny it. It seems humor is not part of the vocabulary of the Emperor's servants, but truth should be. You see, that governor was a fraud, a fake, not worth crying over. The true governor of Thessera stands before you, esteemed guests. Dane, come on. Don't say things like that. It's not right. Shut up, you idiot. You can't even do as you're told. The fool tosses a look of utter contempt at Maeve. Take off the mask. I want to see whom I'm speaking to. Wrapping his hands around the mask, Bluff begins to slowly pull it away from his face, squirming and sobbing theatrically. Suddenly, the moans turn to gurgling laughter, and the fool removes his hands from the mask. A jest! You'll have time to examine this face very thoroughly. What was it that Maeve should have done, Bluff? Bring you here to the altar of change, not ask questions. So simple. She couldn't even manage that. And I, according to your plan, was supposed to die. Solomon raises the palm of his hand that holds the invisible mark of the data brand. Exactly. I don't need you. But don't worry. I planned for this as well. Tavrisk, are you ready? Bluff smirks, clearly enjoying his imaginary power. Or is it real? Solomon turns slightly away from the fool and makes a series of furtive hand signals, telling you to stall while the cyber mastiff gets in position. The preparations are complete, my lord. Barely able to take his eyes off the dark altar, the sculptor hobbles toward the edge of the balcony. Thessera is not your homeworld, is that right? I see you've already found me out, eh? That's right. I was born and raised on Idex, the greatest world in all the Imperium. I'll never forget that mix of plasteel and ferrocrete, the glitter of proud spires, and the eternal humiliation of my appointment. Why were you sent to Thessera? To serve the Imperium faithfully and honestly. Why else? Our all-knowing administratum benefits in the feudal throne is occupied by someone with an intelligence level higher than a Grox's. A golden shove for all my diligent service to Idex. I packed my bags and came here to govern this backwater. What a joke. If you were the real governor, why bother masquerading as the fool? I've always preferred mass to those mugs. Bluff gestures vaguely at the crowd thronging the square below. Besides, who would take the poor, wretched fool seriously? Who would suspect? I found a replacement. Rualdo wanted to play at power, and I graciously let him. Pity he didn't rule for long. I, on the other hand, had a costume change and took a seat among the spectators. I sharpened my wit. I even began to enjoy it. And all of it for this one day, this exact moment. The elation in his voice sounds almost maniacal. The arbitrator gives you a subtle nod. The cybermastiff is close enough for a decisive lunge. Well then. Governor, fool, or perhaps you're just a madman, Bluff. Do I have to be any one thing? Bluff ignores the arbitrator, his gaze fixed on Maeve, more specifically on the necklace on her chest. A lovely piece, isn't it? You see Solomon's hand signal out of the corner of your eye. Leto leaps, but does not reach the fool. The psyker moves at the same time. A flash of light and everything goes dark. You are surrounded by the smell of old rust. The darkness reluctantly retreats. The pain comes first, throbbing in your head, then the metallic taste in your mouth, and finally the feel of the hard floor chafing your stinging cheek. You see Bluff through the bars of the cage. The mocking smile on his sinister mask seems to grow even broader. Or is it a trick of the light? Maeve, as white as a sheet with a dark abrasion on her face, weeps quietly. She stands stock still beside the fool. There are markings on the floor at your feet, a crooked circle bordered by unholy symbols. Bluff is standing in the center of an identical circle. You hear a quiet, measured scraping sound and an old man's muttering coming from the depths of the hall. The few words you manage to catch sound nothing like Gothic. Rogue traitor, can you hear me? You turn to the voice. Solomon is trapped in one of the side cells. Apart from a bleeding bruise on his forehead, he appears unharmed. Maeve's necklace is more than just a pretty bauble, I take it. Much more. You see, with the right knowledge, the right tools, and some complex rituals, people can transform a simple, dirty blue pebble from the depths of Thessera into something truly special. However, it's a bit late for you to do anything with that information. I see. How dare you attack me? I am a rogue trader. Enough chit-chat. Tavrisk, begin. The old man with the Thessatarium eyes, wheezing raspily, spews a torrent of unholy words from his toothless mouth, and the markings beneath your cage seem to breathe in, glowing with crimson light. Maeve's gaze leaps from you to Bluff in alarm. Tear-reddened eyes widen as she realizes what is happening. Dane, stop! Her slight form crashes into the fool, pushing him out of the center of the circle. Oh, Maeve, you saved the day. The world explodes into shards, suffused with a blinding light that burns out your eye sockets, incinerates the air in your lungs, and makes your heart judder in your chest. And finally, darkness descends, impenetrable and absolute, encompassing everything. It cradles you, dissolving everything that was once you, everything that once was. You are bobbing like a boat tossed upon the waves. Colors and sounds melt into a cacophony, stirring up nausea in this exhausted body. You blink and the patches of color fall into place. Or do they? Across from you in the cage, you see a frightened, disoriented face, an expression you have never seen in a mirror. At your feet lies a gaudy mask that has fallen from the fool's face. Covering his wrinkled visage with both hands, the ugly and the enraged governor of Thessera rises hastily on trembling legs. Staring daggers at you, Roldo shrieks, "Seize her! Seize Maeve!" The guard takes a heavy step in your direction. The look on his face promises nothing pleasant. "Glato, attack!" Your head swims, and through the haze you recognize the figure of a guard coming closer and closer with no sign of stopping. Your gaze sweeps over the room, searching for a way out, for a solution, until somewhere at the periphery of your vision, you notice a streak of scarlet. It is the cyber mastiff's visors lighting up, giving you a chance to run. And so, with their little ritual, they were going to swap your consciousness into the fool and the fool into you, and he was going to whisk himself away and be a rogue trader. But Maeve saved the day. Sort of. Your mind is a loose shard cast out into nothing, screaming in the voices of thousands of lives. Are they your lives, or do they belong to another? The blood cracks branch out, biting into every scrap of disjointed thought. Ravaging hunger to shatter what little of your own self remains. A cry gurgles in the depths, a plea to make the torment stop and let you dissolve in unconsciousness. But something has sunk its claws into you, keeping you in place, fusing you back together piece by piece. Methodically and tortuously, it continues to skewer the shreds of your identity onto the thread of existence in an attempt to outpace the all-consuming void. Your memories of the last several minutes are incoherent and painful. The flash of sorcery, the leap into the unknown. Solomorn shouting something. He gave Glato an order. But what order was it? Any attempt you make to process what happened only pulls you deeper into unconsciousness. You are wrenched suddenly out of oblivion by a blunt, merciless bite. You try to breathe and hear your own ragged wheeze. Sight gradually returns to you and an angry horse's head emerges from the mist. You are back. You are alive. Your shout is as thin as a death cry and unbearably shrill. Still, it is just strong enough to make the creature stop trying to bite you and back off. Memories that are not your own tear into your mind, replacing your thoughts. It occurs to you that someone else used to scare all the monsters away. A big brother, so funny and always smiling. With some effort you manage to force his gentle face out of your head. Slowly your eyes begin to put together a sordid image. Everything around you is brown and disgusting. Hay, wood, blood, dirt, horse. The trapdoor you jumped down has led you to a stable. A stable is a place for peasants, not sovereigns. But somehow your body remembers the sense of poverty. Your consciousness expands heavily like sick lungs. You remember a large basket, bundles of food clutched in your hands, and the grateful smiles of the hungry. Your hand finds something on your chest, something so cold it burns your fingers. For a moment you think that that is the real you, the shard of your will lost in the flow, but it turns out to be nothing more than a Thessatarium necklace. And as you look at it, the crystal stares back at you with its still blue eye. The fool's wrinkled face suddenly emerges from the reflection, and his gloating voice seems to hang at the edge of your awareness. This body remembers pain and electrified air. Something bad. You sway, as if from sickness, all your limbs feeling impossibly fragile. Scrawny legs, frail arms. These do not belong to you. This is a costume and it is not yours. It does not fit your status. It is the wrong size, and it still carries greasy traces of its former owner inside. You are overcome with the urge to tear off your flesh and throw it away like a worn glove. You gather your will and repress the desire to peel all the skin off. The mad impulse recedes. The memories that linger in this body may yet prove useful. To complete the picture, you have no choice but to look into a nearby water trough at your reflection. You see familiar features. Some unnatural forces dragged you out of your body and into that of Maeve, Rualdo's lady-in-waiting. Now that you have spent some time in this stable, you feel a little more accustomed to your new limbs. But where is your own mortal shell? And so now we need to find our body. So folks, there we are. Dejected Maeve has come down out of the waste chute. And we got to get our body back. Everyone, thanks for watching. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, leave questions and comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming. Everyone. Oh my goodness, I need a nap.